Hey guys, Mike and welcome back to another tryout. Today's tryout is on Maid of Sker. I think it's pronounced Scare. I believe that is the pronunciation. And to get started on my little thing here, I just want to mention that you might notice there's no wrap-up this week. It's because I didn't finish one yet. There's a couple in the pipeline. Call of Cthulhu and Nier Automata. Those will happen when they happen. Hopefully sooner rather than later, but we'll see. And you might notice this thing here. Also, I have this thing. I might do a little video about this thing for next week. So, look forward to that. And there's another thing I'm thinking about doing. But I don't have to tell you about that because today's not about that. Today is about Maid of Sker. So, this game is visually very stunning. It's a very visually pretty game, and I think that's out of the box. Like, you look at it, and it looks really good. I don't know how to say it any better. And the atmosphere it creates with those visuals and the sound and the setting is, in my notes, I call it breathtaking. In the count that it makes it hard to breathe. In more of a literal sense. Like, it's a very tense atmosphere where it makes you want to hold your breath. It makes you want to, and it plays that with how the game works, and I'll get into that. So, for, background on me, I don't have a crazy amount of horror game experience. I don't have the best time with especially scary games, so I don't play a lot of them, and so I don't know a lot about them. So maybe I'm complimenting this game for things it took from other games that I haven't played, but it still, I think, does them very well either way. This game gives me vibes that are crossed between, like, BioShock with its sort of, like, I don't know, just there's essence of BioShock here. There's also essence of, like, games like Outlast. I have not played anything else of that kind besides Outlast, so I can't really compare it, and I haven't even finished Outlast. I've only played a little bit of it, so I'm not especially far into Outlast. But I've played some, enough to compare to this, and I think they have similar little things going on. It's got a pretty interesting story hook where it sort of drops you in a place and says,
"Dearest Thomas, these are not words I wish to write. My father has learned of our plans, my love. Yet there is more, far worse, that I wish you to understand, but I fear you may believe me taken with madness. My father seeks to use me, as I have come to believe he used my poor mother. He wishes me to sing for him as she did, to become the star attraction that will draw good folk to this accursed spit of land. My refusal to do so has led to my confinement here at Sker Hotel. I cannot explain further, but ask that you trust me. I beseech you to compose a melody for me, a counter to the song contained within this locket of my mother's. I realize this request will seem strange, that your first thought will be to come straight here, but without your composition, all hope of holding back the darkness gathering here will be lost. Your love, always, Elizabeth."
gives you the story, gives you the setup, it tells you, here's what's happening, here's why it's happening, go. And then it sort of unravels more the little bit you get in, and you learn about, the sort of what's going on in this building that you've shown up at. And again, I'm only played a couple hours of it, but it's still like, I'm intrigued by where it's going, and I want to know where it ends up. So coming back to some of the gameplay elements that it uses, I mentioned, like, breathtaking, it actually has a mechanic where, because the enemies that you're maneuvering around are blind, they find you primarily by sight, you literally have a hold your breath button, where you hold your breath and cover your mouth to make it so that they hear the sound of your breathing. And I think that really exemplifies the tense atmosphere very well. Because even before that was introduced, I was sort of in that mind space just from how it presented the setting to me. Now, for the downsides here, I kind of expected to be like, I don't have any, knowledge of the game, and it's based off of a mixture of a book and a folktale. I think it's Welsh. I think it's a Welsh folktale that are both the same, have the same name. So I don't know anything about those, but just from the title and sort of the box art, I kind of expected to be playing as the Maid of Sker and not, as some guy. So, like, it feels a bit like, I guess I went in blind, and so it felt a bit like a sort of, like a, I don't know, just, it felt like I was expecting something that didn't happen, and maybe that's just on me for expecting something that didn't happen, but that's, for me, that's a downside, because I sort of thought that it was going to be from a certain perspective that it was not. The other downside is that I had to change a bunch of the video settings around to make the game not stutter, because, like, while the visuals were very striking, when you moved, there would be vertical shearing. And so I had to go into the settings and trying to find what was causing it and shut it off. I'm playing still on an original 2013 Xbox One, so I'm going to have issues that maybe other people don't have with that. So that's just the case here. Those are the downsides that I have personally, but again, not so far into it. I think this game is probably quite a bit longer. It feels like it's quite a bit longer than the bit I've played. And that sort of, I think, that sort of brings me to my final thing here, my conclusion. And my conclusion is that it passes the tryout, but I don't know that I'm going to play more of it because it's too much. Like, the atmosphere is too much for me. I had a similar issue with Alien Isolation where I just wasn't enjoying the experience because the atmosphere was too tense for me to want to sit and play it myself. So while I might go find someone else play it or watch, someone else play it here or whatever, I don't know that I will personally play the rest of the game. But I still recommend other people try it because other people aren't as soft as I am. So other people will probably have a better time with it than I will. So that is that. That's my thoughts on this game. So coming into the end bits, the things that are at the end. If you want to go down in the description, you can find my links to everything. Patreon. You can find my Bandcamp down there. I've released like 2 projects in the last couple months. So you should go check those out on my Bandcamp. If you're feeling interested in hearing some of the vibes that I put off musically, down in the description, you can find links to everything down there. Bam, bam. If you want to hit the like button, if you like the video, you can. If you want to hit the subscribe button, if you want to keep up with the things I do, you can also do that. If you want to comment and share, do the things. Do the things. And anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Yeah.